I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. Water is survival, and it's our responsibility to care for our local waterway. It provides delicious and necessary H2O to all the homes and businesses in our area. Tour the Water Treatment Center now.
It's Drinking Water Week, and we're here at the Arbor Water Treatment Plant talking to folks about their drinking water.
How we treat it, what we do to deliver safe water to our customers, and answer any questions they might have.
This taught us how they take it from the river and make it drinkable.
We have an inland river water supply, which is the Huron River, which is a challenging water supply to treat. Most communities in Michigan are fed by one of the Great Lakes or groundwater, so due to the challenging water supply, we have lots of barriers in place in order to make sure that the water we deliver to our customers is safe. We have things like lime softening, ozone disinfection, UV disinfection, filtration.
The health of the river and the watershed are directly related to how good our drinking water is.
The future of water system, water treatment is not doing actually treatment of the plant, but source water protection. So Huron River goes through a lot of communities. It has, it's impacted by agricultural use, some industrial use, upstream wastewater treatment. So we are treating the product of possibly wastewater from communities upstream. So it's really important to us that people protect the source water.
It's vitally important, I think, for people to know where their drinking water comes from and to understand all of the processes that go into making water safe to drink.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more in exactly 30 seconds. Back in 2019, FYI cameras visited the Hands-On Museum to meet up with a local domino artist and his team comprised of people from across the nation. Cut to 2022, and a couple of members of the team were part of the Dominos, the winners of the Fox series Domino Masters. Watch as these artists created a masterpiece in honor of one of Ann Arbor's most beloved institutions.
Dominoes have fascinated Brady Dolan since he was 6 years old. He shares his creations with the world via his YouTube channel, BP Doles.
The very first thing that I remember as a domino artist is one time we were just all chilling in my family room. We had some dominoes there, so I decided to pull them out and build a little tower with them and knock it over. And I thought it was cool, so I just started getting more into it from then.
This is an event that Brady has been working on with the Hands-On Museum since April. He's brought in 6 other builders from North America. They are domino artists and chain reaction machine artists, and together they are building one chain reaction that will start with machines and end with 25,000 dominoes going down.
Brady and his domino army took over the Hands-On Museum as they worked tirelessly for 4 days to construct this temporary masterpiece.
Dominoes and machines definitely complement each other because they're both forms of kinetic art. So they're both in motion, they're both very satisfying when they fall. They're both meticulously placed. So there's a lot of connections and relations between the two, and I think they're both very interesting to watch.
For them, it's the satisfaction of building something that's beautiful and that works. For those of us watching, it is beautiful. There's all these color combinations, there's these really, really cool tricks that they've created out of household items, K'NEX pieces. And there's also the fact that it's pretty much instant gratification because the whole setup will probably only take 10 minutes to go down. So you don't have to invest too much in it. It's pretty and it's fun and it's pretty awe-inspiring.
Michiganders are always talking about the quality of our roads, especially in early spring. Now there's a place right at our fingertips that gives the facts about local roads. Learn about the pavement condition dashboard in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, I'm Nick Hutchinson, City Engineer for the City of Ann Arbor. I'm here to show you our new pavement condition dashboard. The city evaluates the condition of our roads every 2 years using a system called PACER, which rates the pavement condition on a scale from 1, which is the worst, to 10, which is a brand new road. The dashboard you see here contains data that was collected in 2021. It shows the average ratings of our major and our local streets, along with the number of miles that fall into each of those rating categories. You can use the map on the right to zoom in on individual streets and click on them for more information. To utilize the dashboard, visit a2gov.org/A2 pavement condition.
There's no place in Michigan that celebrates summer more than Ann Arbor. The city hosts numerous events to get out and enjoy some of the best weather of the year. But one event boasts 4 weeks of fun, offering concerts, art, entertainment, and a whole lot more. Joining me is Mike Michelon, Executive Director of the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. Welcome back to the show, Mike.
Thanks for having me, Dana.
You know, the last couple of years have been a little different, but this year we're back to normal pretty much. What are you excited for this year and like bringing everything back to Ann Arbor and Southeast Michigan in general?
Yeah, can I just say that we're excited to be back? Maybe full stop right there. I mean, first time in 3 years that we are returning top of the park to full scale outdoors. So, you know, I think beyond kind of the special moments I'm excited for with concerts and events, just to be back is a lot. It's exciting. It'll be a big reunion, I think, for a lot of people in our community and across the area.
Yeah. Well, why don't you first just tell me about, you know, you always do, there's free stuff, but there's also ticketed series where you bring concerts to the Power Center. Talk about the ticketed series, and are there still tickets available? Who's going to be playing?
Yeah. So this year we have just one indoor concert by Pink Martini, an audience favorite here in Ann Arbor, featuring singer China Forbes. That's on June 29th at the Power Center. Really wonderful group. Tickets are still available. They're going fast, and that kind of is a great anchor to our season. And then, you know, for us, a lot of this year is about getting back to top of the park. Getting back to outdoor live events. We know that the people want to be outside. They want to see friends and participate, see concerts, enjoy art, and that's what this year's about.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
I think Top of the Park's one of the most exciting parts about the Ann Arbor Summer Festival because there's so much happening.
Yeah, there's so, you know, it starts June 10 and there's 89, I think, concerts on 2 different stages throughout that month, going to July 3, and a great lineup. A lot of you know, regional favorites. There's some special things that are coming through, international artists that are on tour and making a stop in Ann Arbor, and in some cases making their Midwest debut, which is really exciting. So a lot of stuff, some things to really look forward to, and then you know, every night is really just great to go and show up and see what you find.
Yeah, a lot of the talk during COVID was how much people miss that live music. So I'm sure this is something that people are going to be super excited about, to be able to go to Ingalls Mall and experience live music again, and to be outdoors, because I think that feels safer to all of us still at this moment in time.
Yeah, you know, during the pandemic, we certainly did a lot of, you know, I think pandemic's still very real for a lot of people, but I guess the last few years, we did a lot of virtual things, and then a lot of just like smaller format outdoor things. We had this program called Tiny Tops that I think I remember talking to you about, where they were small kind of concerts in people's backyards, and so it feels good to kind of go a little bit more to a larger scale where people can kind of sit out on Ingalls Mall together and enjoy a larger concert. And then we're gonna keep one of their kind of pandemic era pivots, Live Here Now, this neighborhood series. We decided to hold on to, and it's just going to be part of what we do now. And so before we start Top of the Park on June 10th, we're going to be going to 6 different neighborhoods and public places in the Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti area, and having these really great neighborhood concerts.
So you just go on the website and you can find out the dates of these and the locations at the different area parks that they're going to be at.
Yeah, starting May 20, May 20, 21, 26, 27, and I had to look June 3rd and 4th. And in different parks with some great local partners that'll be doing interesting things. And so there'll be plenty of space, but kind of first come, first served. Grab a seat at the lawn. Should be fun.
Are these local artists from the area? Or are these people from other places?
Yeah, mostly local to this area, the region at least, and in a wide range of genres. I think we have Laura Rain and the Caesars, the Heather Black Quartet, Katie Stanley Band, Gabriel Brass Band. I have to keep looking over my calendar because there are 90 different musical artists in the season, so I can't remember them all by memory.
Out of curiosity, how do you guys, I mean, it's got to be a daunting task to get all these musicians together for the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. Are people applying to you? Are you seeking out artists? How does that work?
Yeah, a little bit of it all. Great team here. Spends a lot of time talking to folks. Long track record of doing Top of the Park, so we have a great kind of alumni base of artists to draw from, and then a really robust submission process. So between 500 and 700 submissions every year to play Top of the Park, and every one of those gets a close look and review by our team, and then we kind of put together this grid. And certainly there are favorites, but you can't have favorites without something being new at some point and becoming a favorite. And so it's really that great balance of tradition and exciting new experiences.
I mean, since we are talking about Top of the Park, what is the date range? When does it start and when does it end?
Yeah, June 10. Friday, June 10 is first Friday, 5 p.m. and then it goes through July 3rd. And we're out there every night except for Mondays. Mondays are dark at Top of the Park, and 5 p.m. is the first set of the night. Music set in the Grove stage, and then we're typically done around midnight when movies are ending and things. On the weeknights, the last thing of the evening is a movie, and the weekends the music goes a little bit later. And in great range of activities I'm sure we're going to talk about, but those all usually kick off at 5 and go in the 5 to 7 range. So that's the Kid Zone series, the Retreat series, a new kind of venue space called the Annex at Top of the Park. And so there's things every night to discover.
Well, why don't you tell us about the Annex, since this is the new space, and what's going to be happening there?
Yeah, definitely. So the Annex, it hosts a range of activities, all ages activities. So Maker Works will be there with something that folks will be able to create. A really popular, fun library programming will take place there, including kind of the Bob Ross painting that I think drew hundreds of folks that were interested last time around.
Everybody wants to be able to paint like Bob Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy trees. And so some great hands-on activities, some more kind of installation-based things. Illuminatus lasers will be there one night. So really a great kind of collection of things to do and discover.
You mentioned it's from like 5 to midnight, which is around dinner time. Are we still going to see some food options? What kind of food options will we see? Is there still going to be a beer garden there?
Yeah, all of that. 10 local food vendors making up kind of culinary row there for offerings for everyone. Beer garden is back, Washington Street and under the north end of the site. We have these great tasting series that are going to be taking place, and I think that lineup is coming out in the next week or so here in mid-May. And there's a mix of kind of interesting kind of culinary things with food and beer and wine pairings. So a lot of those things that people love at Top of the Park will be back.
Are we still going to see world-renowned local artist David Zinn showing up at the Ann Arbor Summer Festival?
I heard something about that. I think he is known to pop up and surprise and delight. Yeah, I think we'll definitely see David if you could track him down in sight. One way or another, you'll see his great work. Still see it around town all the time. It's great to kind of be walking on the West Side and stumble upon it.
Well, yeah, I actually saw some stuff when I was at the Earth Day Festival of his, but I didn't get the chance to actually see him like actually drawing and stuff. But that's also really cool when you can actually catch him and see him creating, because that's pretty awesome in itself to watch someone create such beautiful stuff out of chalk.
Yeah, he draws a crowd. He draws a crowd. Ann Arbor's own.
Yeah, totally. I was looking on there. It looks like there's a dance series this year too.
There's a night, salsa night, and a swing night with great bands that'll be playing with instruction between sets. June 18 for salsa, and there'll be instruction between sets throughout the night. Really, usually a great crowd of folks that come out, and then swing night on Wednesday, June 29.
I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun for people. I mean, a big part of going to Top of the Park is watching people enjoy themselves and just getting like, it's a great people watching opportunity. And I would actually like to know, you talk about this is sort of like the full year back. In the past, I don't know if you were still doing like the retreat series, and is that going on this year? And what kind of, workouts can people join in on?
Yeah, retreat is back on the lawn of the Power Center every night at 5 p.m. And there's a great collection of local studios and instructors that are out there doing really a wide range. So a lot of different yoga, some great music based classes as well. Yeah, a nice thing to do there over in the Power Center lawn.
And is that at the same time? Does that start at 5 or is that later in the day?
That starts at 5 and goes till 6, and then you can kind of wander over to Top of the Park. You won't miss much. Yeah, every night except for Mondays.
And so the Kids Zone is back fully too. And are we going to see that pretty much every day of the summer festival?
Kids Zone is back. 21 different partners each night doing some really great activities, and that's back as well, right next to the annex, which is kind of in the Fountain Hills Mall, and a great lineup for kids this year. Something else that is happening, and you might have been planning to bring it up anyhow, but is this really great installation called Canopy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you had a chance to see that, but it's this really wonderful kind of art and technology installation that is by this company called Newhouse. And there are these bike sculptures that are driven by people and bikes, and they light up and create these really great canopies. And that'll be at Top of the Park from June 21 to June 25. And should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, one of the things that I think is so great about Top of the Park is that stuff like that, stuff that you never really get to see unless you're there, like stuff you have no idea even existed. And then you're there and you're like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. And it sort of blows your mind too.
Yeah. It's interesting. There is a schedule to dig into, but I really like the festival format, the just kind of wandering up there and seeing what you'll get. June 14 and 15 is a great example of that. We have these great circus performers, and they're not a part of a specific theatrical company or show. They have their own kind of individual show and disciplines that they focus on, and they're going to do these really wonderful kind of 15-minute street performances throughout the evening on the 14th and 15th. Jonathan Rinney and Bobby Cookson, and people may or may not see that amidst the 200 plus events, but that if you're there that night, it's going to be something special. So the festival format really is great.
Yeah, you really never know what's going to happen. You're right. When you're there, it could be pretty much anything. And like you said, about like the music and stuff, if it's someone new that you've never heard of, you could really find something that you really enjoy and you had no idea before if you hadn't gone to Top of the Park that night.
Definitely.
Well, one of the things that I love about Top of the Park is the free movies and just being able to watch movies outside. And I love that you can be sort of loud at the movies and interactive and like people will sing along and all that stuff. Like that's so fun to me because when you're in a regular movie theater, you have like this, you have to be quiet attitude. But like at Top of the Park, you can sort of be rowdy and fun during the movie a little bit. Why don't you tell us about this year's movies and what we can expect to see?
Yeah, some movies are definitely, meant for the big screen and meant for, certainly like the open air environment. And so Movies by Moonlight series this year, some great titles, a lot of titles that came out over the last 2 years that folks either might have missed amidst everything that was going on, or, will have the chance to kind of see it in the big screen. And so some crowd favorites, definitely, I think, Encanto. I'm just going down the list here. Selma, Minari, some great animated movies, including Soul, Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, some great big blockbuster kind of things from the Marvel universe, including Spider-Man: No Way Home, The Octopus Teacher. I don't know if you saw that really wonderful documentary. On
No,
Netflix.
but I was looking at the list and I was like, what is this one? And I love documentaries.
Yeah.
So.
And then, kind of fast forwarding to closing night, the kind of musical favorite, West Side Story, the 2021 edition will be a great way to kind of close out the season on July 3rd.
Well, I have a prediction that there's going to be a ton of kids at Encanto because right now, every kid I talk to that's like around my daughter's age is obsessed with that movie. And my daughter literally just walks around the house singing the songs all the time and then asking me who my favorite characters are. And I'm like, I don't know the movie that well.
Yeah, I know the songs because of my son, but not have not seen the movie. But I feel like I know the soundtrack now.
Well, you should definitely watch it. It's a great watch. But yes, I think that's gonna be a crowd favorite. How do you decide though? Is there so many kids movies, or do you have to get like the rights to movies? How do you guys decide on a schedule for it?
Well, I think maybe the most interesting part here is the kind of the public input, and so really a lot of it is driven by this kind of pick a flick survey that we put out in each winter, and so a lot of the kind of ideas or the pulse and what folks really want to see outdoors comes from that, and then there's certainly things that we're interested in that we've been exploring that we want to put forward, and then. Getting the rights, of course, is a whole other thing. But pick a flick is great. I encourage everybody to do that each winter and vote for the movies you want to see at Top of the Park.
Am I missing anything? Is there anything that big that maybe you wanted to mention or anything like that at all? Why people should check out the summer festival when they can?
Definitely, Dana. You just have to cut me off at a certain point, but I think that there's a lot of stuff. Calendars are available. Hopefully, you'll be seeing these kind of green calendars around. Ooh, Zoom background there matches my wall. So you'll be seeing those around town and really a2sf.org for all the events. But a lot of really great stuff starting on June 10.
Well, one of the big things before we go, we should probably talk about how important it is to throw a little money in the box when you come to Top of the Park, just so we can keep it flowing year after year and you can keep this amazing entertainment going.
Thanks for queuing me up with that. Absolutely. So really, we rely on a lot of really different generous sources, local business, individuals, families. But something that's super important to Top of the Park in particular is this on-site giving that folks do. People are extremely generous and kind of pay what they can. I think for years there's kind of the Give Five campaign, but there are kiosks throughout Top of the Park and opportunities to give via credit card, and you get a blue sticker, and we hope you'd all would consider doing that when you visit.
Oh, so you can donate via credit card now too. That's great because I don't think I ever have cash on me.
And certainly, increasingly a cashless world, right? And certainly online or on site at Top.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show again, Mike.
Yeah, my pleasure, Dana. Thanks so much.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. And remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.